Hello everyone and welcome back. Today in this session we'll discuss about some of the theory part of centroid. During our last session we have discussed some introductory part of engineering mechanics that includes some of the basic concepts and assumptions that we have made while solving the problem of engineering mechanics. Today we will go for our first chapter and that is centroid. So at the end of the session, you must be in position to answer that how this one point balancing board toy is related to the centroid. Let us first understand what is centroid. So a centroid is defined as a geometric center of the body. For example, you are drawing any circle, then center of that circle will be its centroid. So in very simple words, geometric center of the body represent centroid. Then what is center of gravity? So the point through which the gravitational force, that is weight of the lamina, act is called as the center of gravity of the lamina. In other words, we can say that a point through which entire mass of the body is assumed to be acted, then that particular point is called as a center of gravity. Now if a body is made up of a same material, that is its density is uniform throughout, then definitely centroid and CG will lie on the same point. Whereas if body is made up of different material, it's made up of compound material, so definitely its density will vary. When its density is not uniform, then centroid and CG may lie at a different point, because centroid is something which is related to the geometry of the body, while CG is related to the distribution of weight of the body. Let us now understand centroid of some of the standard shapes. And the standard shapes are rectangle, triangle, circle, semicircle, quarter circle, and sector. Let us start with first rectangle. Now to locate CG of any shape, first we must locate its centroidal axis. Then let us say this is centroidal y-axis and this is centroidal x-axis. With respect to this centroidal x and y-axis, now let us locate its CG. Then as we know that centroid is nothing but geometric center of the body. Distance of geometric center or centroid from y-axis will give you x, and centroid of CG from x-axis will give you y distance. It's very clear. CG से जो y का डिस्टेंस है वो आपको x देगा, और CG से जो x का डिस्टेंस है सेंट्रोइडल एक्सिस का वो आपको y देगा. Let us first start with area of the rectangle. As we know very well, it's b into h. In case you are considering b and d, then you call it as b into d, that is width into depth. Now look at x. So x is nothing but it starts from y-axis and it's going till the geometric center. So when I'm saying geometric center and the total length is b, can I say this distance is nothing but b by 2? Then its x is b by 2, and same way y. So I'm talking about this distance which represents y, then it's h by 2 in case I'm considering it as height, and I can say d by 2 when I'm saying it as a depth. So both are nothing but then same. Either you can say h by 2 or you can say d by 2, both are same. So that is for rectangle, that is our first standard shape. Now let us go for triangle, right angle triangle. A right angle triangle which is made up of height h and base b. So as we know that first step is to locate the centroidal axis, and this is my centroidal y-axis and this is centroidal x-axis. Now with reference to this axis, let us locate CG. So say this is CG. Then first is area. Then area of right angle triangle, as we know, that is half into base into height. Now look at its CG. then distance of CG to y-axis. So this distance, this horizontal distance is representing what? X. It's equal to b by 3. Then b by 3 is nothing but x distance of triangle. Okay, and similarly h by 3, so I'm talking about this vertical distance starting from CG and all the way to x-axis. This distance is represented by h by 3. So basically x and y, it is representing location of CG with respect to the centroidal x and y axis. Let us go for next shape, and that is sector. Now let us say this sector is of radius r and its half cone angle is angle alpha. Then area of this sector can be given as pi r, it's given as r square into alpha. And whenever I have given alpha in red font, then you have to consider it in radians. When it is in black, you have to consider it in degree. So area of sector is r square into alpha, where alpha is in radians. And next is its x. So basically if I am assuming that its CG lies somewhere over here, okay, and this is its centroidal y-axis, then distance of CG from y-axis, this what we have represented by d, is nothing but its x, that is location of CG from y-axis. Then formula for same is 2r into sine alpha. Now here alpha is given as a function of sine, so we have to consider it in degree, upon 3 alpha. Now here alpha is alone without any function, then we'll consider it in terms of radians. So 2r sine alpha upon 3 alpha, that is formula for the x. We don't have this y in our syllabus. Now let us go for steps that will adopt while solving the problem of centroid. So if any problem of centroid is coming in your exam, then what should be the general procedure? Here I am showing you a general procedure. So very first is definitely some complex shape will be given to you. So you have to divide that complex shapes into the number of standard shapes. And standard shapes we have already discussed. Those standard shapes are rectangle, triangle, circle, semicircle, quarter circle and sector. So you have to divide the given shape into the standard shapes. That is a first step. In second, if the coordinate axes are given, located, in some of the cases they'll directly give you coordinate axis. If coordinate axes are given, then it's okay, it's already located. But if the coordinate axes are not given, then assume it at convenient location. So like what we did here, I said that I always consider left hand side bottommost point as the origin, and from that point I draw a horizontal axis x and a vertical axis y. So that's called as a convenient location. So if axis is given to you, good, you can skip second step and you can directly go for third step. But if coordinate axes are not given, then you have to assume it at a convenient location. Then third, calculate the area and coordinate of the centroid for each individual part with reference to the coordinate axis. Now we have, since we have divided the given shape into the number of standard shapes, so for each standard shape, say 1, 2, 3 and so on, for all the standard shapes we have to find area, and then we have to locate its CG. So in short, we have to find x and y for each standard shape with the help of the previously given formula. So in previous slide I have given you formula. With the help of that we'll find x and y for each standard shape. And then last step, this is step number 4, the coordinate of the centroid can be calculated using, now I'm going for calculation of x bar. Now this x bar and y bar, its location of CG of the given shape, and this x and y is location of CG of the various standard shapes. What at the end I want is x bar and y bar, because I have to locate CG of that main shape which is given in my problem. For that I'll use formula A1 x1. So A1 stands for area of first shape into x1. X1 stands for location of CG of first shape, plus A2 x2 second step, second shape, third, fourth, and so on. How many in how much standard shapes you have divided. So all these shapes will come here, divided by addition of all the areas. So this numerator upon denominator, it will give you value of x, that is location of CG of the given shape with respect to y axis, and same way a1 y1 plus a2 y2 and so on up to the number of shapes upon a1 a2 up to the an. This ratio will give you y bar. Now this x bar and y bar is what they have asked. We have to locate its CG. So with the help of this x bar and y bar, we can locate CG of the given shape. So to summarize, in this video we have understood what is CG, what is centroid, difference between centroid and CG. Next, in more depth, we have started with CG, we have started with centroid. In centroid, we have also learned that centroid of the standard shapes like rectangle, triangle, circle, semicircle, quarter circle, and sector. Then at last we have also understood general methodology, that is steps while solving the problem of centroid. With this we are done with the theory part of the centroid, and in next session we will start with first problem of centroid. Thank you.